Eric Newman was born on July 24, 1982, into a dysfunctional family in Scarborough, Toronto, Canada. The mother was obsessed with germs and banned her children from attending school for fear of using public bathrooms. His dad was an alcoholic and schizophrenic. Finally, the mother ended up allowing her children to go to school, where Luka is bullied due to his effeminate appearance and reserved behavior. From an early age, he develops a fixation on his appearance and image, as he himself has stated, and it is at school that he begins to tell lies and invent identities and events. However, when he was 12 years old, his parents separated, forcing him to live with his grandmother. One of his aunts predicts a dark future for him, recognizing him as a compulsive liar and stating that he believed in his own hallucinations. At the age of 20, he begins a relationship with a prostitute who immediately realizes his narcissism and his desire to harm animals. In the meantime, he started consuming illicit substances, which probably worsened his mental health. In 2013, at the age of 21, he worked as a male stripper and escort, in addition to posing as a model for a magazine. At age 24, he changed his name to Luka Magnotta to feel less trash-white and more Italian, and began becoming romantically involved with a trans woman named Barbie Swallows, who also quickly realized his obsession with fame. He said that somehow he would be famous one day no matter what. He even tried to participate in a television program, a reality show, but was unsuccessful, at the same time as he was in debt of $17,000 due to plastic surgery. He created more than 16 fake identities online to form a cult around himself, while also taking selfies in beautiful places around the world to improve his image. At the age of 28, he began to become interested in YouTube and fulfill his desire to abuse animals. He records the act of putting kittens in a bag and removing all the air, suffocating them and then sharing it. But an online group of animal advocates came together to find the location of the video, even just watching a room and a person in a hoodie. Unfortunately, the authorities didn't care because they were just cats, although psychiatrists claim that this marks the beginning of criminal actions in psychopaths. If authorities had acted seriously, they could have prevented one death. Unfortunately, at the age of 29, Luka meets Young Lin in Montreal, Canada, a young 34-year-old homosexual computer engineer. And he releases several posts on an online forum promoting an incredible video that would be released soon. After publishing the video of the murder online, he sent part of the victim's limbs by mail to primary schools and political party departments, which had international repercussions. Magnotta then flew to Paris, becoming the subject of an Interpol red alert. Interestingly, one of his favorite films was Catch Me If You Can, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, and leading to an international manhunt. When he was finally found, he seemed to be in shock, as if he wanted to separate himself from the terrible reality he was facing at that moment, something he perhaps never imagined could happen. He was finally arrested in a Berlin internet cafe while reading the news about himself in June 2012. Luka Magnotta has served a life sentence in a medium-security prison in Quebec since 2012 for a first-degree crime involving the murder and dismemberment of a 34-year-old individual, as well as sending body parts to schools and political parties with threatening messages. What was most intriguing and at the same time strange is that he never got angry or irritated when an interviewer insisted on accusing him of killing cats or other cruel acts. He keeps his voice calm and his face serene, always being polite and civilized. We all desire attention and want to show competence or talent, but some seek fame at all costs, entering an endless cycle of seeking admiration and fans around the world. It is these unsettling events, and the rise of these kind of unhealthy personalities, that raise some pertinent questions about the internet. In the present, he identifies as a transgender person and requests to be called Violet. However, doctors did not diagnose it as gender dysphoria, but rather as a fragile identity that needs to reinvent itself as a way to protect itself from homophobia in prisons. He ended up becoming famous, as he always wanted, and receiving fan mail.